The story begins as Manco Capac, a nightclub owner, wakes in a hospital bed. Manco just wants to go home. He suffered a cardiac incident, and the doctor warns it could turn deadly. But his blood work shows 2 Viagra in his system. He says he took them because he was tired, leaving the doctor stunned. Then the doctor tells Manco his lifestyle will kill him. Hearing this, Manco talks to the woman beside him about leaving it all. She suggests they buy a place in Thailand, somewhere tourists never find. Manco agrees, but says he must take very careful steps first. The next morning, his aide Spence briefs him on the Carver meeting. Spence asks if the sale is real. Manco confirms it, then promises Spence he will be looked after. He leaves joking about a haircut in surprisingly good spirits. Meanwhile, Manco meets Joe Carver, a buyer, at the LA Zoo bear statue. He refuses to believe the bear is dead. Manco says bears ruled California until the gold rush took everything. He and Carver bond as fellow immigrants, Manco from Albania, Carver from New Jersey. Then Carver asks directly why Manco wants to sell now after refusing before. Manco is evasive. He tells Carver maybe he wants to sell, maybe he doesn't. But then, Carver demands real numbers from Manco, no stalling. Manco tells him meet his price, and he will show everything. Later that evening, Manco shows his partner a property listing. She asks when he will cut ties with Rodriguez. Manco says he will only leave Rodriguez after selling the club. Irina, a young cash courier who delivers for Manco, arrives. She hands over a bag and Manco starts counting immediately. He asks why she has no boyfriend but keeps a dog. Manco then tells Irina to greet her cousin Rodriguez. She insists Rodriguez is not her cousin. Soon after, a masked robber jams a gun in Manco's face. He refuses to hand over the bag, questioning the robber's nerve. He talks the robber down and keeps the money. Spence scolds Manco for leaving his gun in the car. But Spence has a bigger worry. The cartel will check that account. Manco covers the missing deposit from his own money. Detective Slosser, the investigating officer, arrives at Manco's home. Slosser says the robber wore a mask, so they have nothing. He tells Manco that LA is safer than ever. Slosser leaves and Jeff is completely furious. Then a caller orders Jeff to bring the money to Paradise Cove. In 1 hour, the twist comes. Jeff agrees to bring the cash to Paradise Cove. Jeff examines his pill bottle, alone at his desk. He is furious, but has no real choice. Meanwhile, a woman wakes to find Joe, last night's fling. Joe offers to cook her brunch instead of leaving. He pitches blueberry pancakes and orange juice to impress her. She cuts him off, telling him last night was Molly and nothing more. He insists they danced and connected, but she is not listening. She tells Joe to get out. He protests he is not 50. Stung badly. Joe is sent down the elevator, rejected flat. Jeff arrives at the bank lobby with the money. Jeff deposits exactly $9,999, and the teller flags it immediately. The teller notes the oddly specific amount, making Jeff sweat. He stays calm and pushes through, completing the deposit. Meanwhile, across town, a man threatens a college essay writer for failing to win a scholarship. His son nearly broke down over having to attend community college. He demands the writer hit the admissions mark again, leaving no way out. The situation spirals as Manco meets Joe Carver at a massage parlor. To talk business, Carver wants to celebrate a deal, but Manco refuses to get on the table. He asks why they are meeting here at all. Then Carver puts his cash offer on the table. Manco calls it a joke, so the deal stalls. Carver says it is based on what he knows, but invites Manco to show him more. He tells him not to waste his time. Back with Spence and a woman, they argue over the offer. She demands Manco get full value, not run to Thailand on a discount. He threatens to find another buyer instead. Later at home, Detective Slosser's daughter greets him cheerfully outside. His wife tells him their son Nick is not doing well. Slosser had promised Nick college would work out. He finds Nick and admits the sure thing fell through. He tells Nick to trust him and keep going. Meanwhile, the teller confronts Jeff directly. She recites his account history, proving she flagged the deposit immediately. Jeff tries the $10,000 reporting rule, but she calls it a movie myth. He asks how much she wants to stay quiet. She says she wants in on the operation entirely. She cites Point Break as her inspiration for taking the job. The story takes a turn as the bank teller uses Point Break to pitch herself as Jeff's crime partner. She says 27 banks in 90 seconds with nobody shot. She finds the whole idea thrilling. Jeff refuses her outright, but she threatens to flag his deposit to the feds immediately. So Jeff backs down, forced into a partnership he never wanted. Later that night at his club, Miguel arrives unannounced. He notes that Irina, Manco's courier, did not come. Miguel confirms the deposits are on time, but warns being robbed is a problem. He says if people target Manco, next they come for Miguel. Miguel tells Manco to fix it or their arrangement is over. Manco is shaken. Back inside, Manco erupts at Spence for letting Miguel in without warning. Then the teller shows up as Jeff's new partner, armed. The robbery begins, and both of them draw on a target. The target is Manco, who warns he has never robbed twice. The teller tries to shoot him, but Manco stops her. The job falls apart, and they barely escape. The teller celebrates wildly, leaving Jeff furious. The reckoning comes, and the bank teller is screaming with joy. She declares it the most alive she has ever felt, leaving Manco furious. He demands they get a hotel room. Back with Manco, he tells his companion he has never felt afraid in this country, but now he feels old, like he no longer belongs. He is shaken. He tells her it was the same gunman twice in 1 week. This time the teller shot at him, and Manco cannot let it go. His companion pushes him toward a meditation app, but he erupts all over again. Meanwhile, the bank teller tells her companion she has always followed rules. She confesses she is an adjunct professor who ghostwrites student essays for money. But then a client turned out to be a cop who blackmailed her. He threatened to lock her up unless she robbed Manco. Her companion calls her Johnny Utah, but she insists this is not her calling. Back at the police station, Detective Slosser learns Manco was robbed again. His partner already called the feds, so Slosser cuts them out. Slosser walks through the police station office. Slosser reviews Manco's armed robbery report. Someone calls Jeff Duncan's number, but gets his voicemail. The truth emerges, as someone keeps calling Jeff Duncan's phone, but only reaches his voicemail. Meanwhile, the bank teller meets Manco's associate at an unusual outdoor spot. She demands the full original money, or the deal with El Burro dies. He refuses and walks off, leaving her shouting after him. Back with Manco, he sits down for a guided meditation session. His coach tells him to name his negative energy. He names it Abdul, but the session breaks down and Manco curses loudly. So the coach says now they can talk. Jeff wakes in a panic, but his companion is still there. She tells him she went to the casino and bet everything on red. She lost it all, leaving their balance at zero. She insists it was a fair 50-50 bet, making him angrier. Jeff is furious. He cuts ties and demands to go home alone. Then Jeff's phone rings, and his blackmailer screams at him. Someone else in. The blackmailer gives Jeff 1 day to pay or face jail. Later, Slosser gives his daughter a phone as a birthday gift. He sets strict ground rules so her mom stays okay with it. The real trouble starts as Slosser's daughter pushes for more perks. She wants apps, a case, and a group chat. He agrees, knowing he has bigger problems. Later, Manco raises a glass with a toast. He calls it a drink for the future. Irina arrives unannounced and tells Manco Rodriguez wants him now. She insists he come alone, immediately. He tries to stall, but Irina won't let him. Manco reassures the group he knows these people. He tells Spence to drive Sonny home and stay sharp. Manco enters the club with a young woman. An investigation board maps Manco's criminal connections. Meanwhile, someone tracking Manco is warned not to blow the operation. In the car, Manco demands to know where Irina is taking him. He offers to pay her off, but she pulls a gun. He stays calm, pointing out the gunshot would leave her stranded. He warns her Rodriguez will have her killed if she's arrested. Irina backs down, admitting she doesn't want to do this. She explains Rodriguez just wants a private talk at his house. Away from the club, they arrive at a large house at the mountain's peak. Rodriguez greets Manco warmly at the door. His phone rings before they can speak. As the day unfolds, Rodriguez takes Manco's phone at the door. He refuses to give it back, leaving Manco cut off. Inside the compound, Rodriguez is sitting in an ice bath. He tells Manco it is 8 degrees, and he feels great. Then Rodriguez launches into a lecture about tribalism. He explains that a leader who ignores his tribe will fail. He points to Cui, who kicked a man to death on his order. Cui did it because Rodriguez asked him to. Rodriguez then turns on Manco directly. He says Manco has laundered his money for years but keeps failing him. Manco calls the incidents accidents, but Rodriguez cuts him off. He says those accidents are jeopardizing a far more dangerous cartel operation. Manco is desperate. He points to Rodriguez's success and calls the incidents minor. Rodriguez tells Manco he is considering selling the club. He offers Manco first right of refusal as a goodbye gesture. Then Rodriguez ends it, saying Manco put the whole tribe in danger. They cannot do business together again. Manco tries to negotiate, but Rodriguez shuts him down completely. The meeting collapses into a violent, screaming confrontation. Later, someone begs Rodriguez not to kill them. Rodriguez asks if anyone else knows they are there. The captive says no, and Rodriguez tells them to get up. The plot unravels, as Rodriguez tells the captive to take one of his cars and leave. He warns them to tell no one, or they will come for them. The captive runs. Manco lingers alone inside Rodriguez's compound. He slips out through a glass door, gun in hand. Manco stands at a mountain overlook, staring at the city. Someone calls his phone, but he does not pick up. The caller asks him to confirm he is safe and says they love him. Meanwhile, back at the club, Jeff and his partner argue outside. Manco's car is gone, but Jeff says the robbery must happen tonight. He warns that if he goes to jail, his partner does too. They are terrified, but seeing how much cash Rodriguez moves nightly, they push ahead. They go in. Inside, Spence tells Sonny that Manco is not coming back. He warns a cartel hitman has a list with his name on it. Spence snaps and demands Sonny hand over the club's cash. Sonny tries to calm him, but Spence won't stop. They wrestle him down and tape his hands to a chair. Spence mutters he only needs to look after himself now. Then Jeff and his partner storm in, announcing the ex-president's robbery. Spence and Sonny freeze, realizing the robbers have arrived. The robbers order everyone to the floor, guns up. Fast forward, Jeff's robbery turns deadly when a gun goes off inside the club. His partner insists it was self-defense, but nobody is calm. He screams that they must leave now, or things get worse. Both men bolt from the club and jump into a car. They are completely screwed. Jeff swears he never meant to hurt anyone, but his partner silences him. Jeff keeps repeating it was self-defense, so his partner tells him to stop talking. Then his partner snaps and tries to dump the stolen money, calling it blood money. Jeff fights him for the bag, and both men wrestle violently over the cash. Jeff's partner tries desperately to wake an unconscious Jeff. Manco calls Sonny and tells her to leave the club and meet him at Alpha Agua Dulce Canyon Airport so they can flee the country. The fallout begins, as Manco confirms the escape plan with Sonny. He tells her to meet him at Alpha Agua Dulce Canyon Airport right away. Sonny exits the club past the security guard. Manco descends the stairs of his home. He grabs his bag and heads for the door. Before leaving, Manco calls Joe Carver to settle things. Manco drives hard toward the airstrip. A small plane waits on the remote runway. Manco reaches the airstrip and finds his companion, but asks where Spence is. He gets only a nervous, evasive answer. So Manco tells his companion they are flying north to Vancouver first. He promises they can fly from there to anywhere in the world, but Detective Slosser intercepts them at the airstrip. He points to the shooting at the club and calls the timing convenient. Slosser forces Manco to open the travel bag. Finding it packed with cash, he refuses to let Manco board the plane. Then FBI agents arrive and order Slosser to drop his weapon. The FBI agent tells Slosser he has been running a federal operation for 6 months. He ordered no contact with Manco. So Slosser just blew the entire investigation. The agent plays a statement from a young woman Slosser coerced into robbing the club. She names Slosser directly, and there are texts and calls to prove it. Hearing this, Slosser has nothing left to say. The agent tells Slosser that a dozen federal agents are already on their way. He is done. The standoff ends, and Manco checks that his companion is unharmed. Finally, Manco and Sonny face an FBI agent who has questions. He asks Manco if he knows El Burro, the Tijuana cartel boss. Manco plays dumb, saying everyone in California knows a Rodriguez. But the agent tells Manco the operation was never about him. He wants just one thing, the club. He warns the cartel may want revenge, but Manco never touched Rodriguez. Then the agent drops the real news. He tells Manco a story will run in tomorrow's Times placing Slosser at Rodriguez's house before it burned, so Slosser will be found dead by morning. The agent slides over title transfer papers, and Manco must sign the club over or face El Burro. He plans to take the club, rebuild cartel ties, then build a tax case and destroy them. It is the same trick that brought down Capone. Manco signs and the agent tells him never to come back to LA. He calls Manco back and hands him something for the road. Manco and Sonny meet a contact at the airport. A small propeller plane taxis on the runway. Manco pulls Sonny close inside the plane. The plane lifts off over Green Mountains. In custody, the teller asks if anyone has seen Point Break. Strangely calm and free, she recommends Keanu and Swayze and tells them to skip the remake. Manco and Sonny escape. The club is gone, but they are alive. And flying far from LA,